Yeah, we are recording and doing improv. And today, together with
Sekki from Gossip Improv in the UK.
nice. And we will have you're going to start a solo scene,
I can do,
and
sure.
I'll join you. And so, as a suggestion, do you want a location, a relationship, or words?
I'm going between location and relationship. Let's do relationship.
Sculptor and model. Sculpture and model.
Gotcha. So, listen, my style when I do this is very important to have some coffee first. For both you and myself, because obviously I need the steady hands, but truth be told, you need to stay still for a really long time, don't you? It's a very demanding job, and I'm really grateful that you agreed to do this, and for nothing more than a cup of coffee and a good chat afterwards in one of my spare sculptures. So thank you very much for agreeing to this, John. And you're quite all right with the nudity, yeah? I mean, I just want to see, like, we don't even have to go there. Like, we could just pop you right under a towel or put a vase with flowers in front of you. That's how I usually do it with the others, if you're not comfortable. Or we could have you fully dressed. I find it a bit of a struggle sculpting how cloth settles over the human form. And okay, let's keep that a secret, because people think that I'm in it for the she's so artsy, she's great, she loves the human form, but really I just couldn't be bothered to sculpt cloth. Do you know how difficult it is? Ugh, so very difficult.
Oh no, I well, how would I know? It's a pleasure to be here. I'm a really big fan. My colleague models,
Yeah,
they all tell wonderful things about you.
they do.
It's
Do
like
they?
when they model for you, it's like they reached a higher presence.
A higher plane of existence, even. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's
It's the experience, you see, John. It's the experience. It is where you bring your thoughts to while you are sitting there or standing there. It's a bit of yoga.
yoga.
It's a bit of Tai Chi Chuan. A bit of the energy, the Qi energy of the ancient Chinese. And it's a bit of, like, when you're sitting in Starbucks, yeah? And you're
Oh, I
feeling...
always get hustled by the people next to me talking in phones and being on the computers. Starbucks is quite a stressful place for me.
Oh, is it? Which Starbucks do you go to?
Down on the corner, down at Philip's place.
Oh, that's the visible Starbucks. You want to go to the cafe that nobody knows exists. There's always the one. You know how there are like a million Starbucks in one given location?
Yeah.
Find the one that nobody knows about. That's the key, John. That's the key.
So to go into the unknown?
Oh, yeah. Go into the unknown. Go into the unknown. Fully clothed, of course.
Yeah. So I keep the shape of my body a secret.
Yeah, that's the key. Yeah, bulky. Go shapeless, and then everything else will be a pleasant surprise. That's the key. That's how you know those statues that are proud, the ones that the greats have made over the centuries. The statues are tall and proud, and because they're realizing the sudden pleasant experience of the shape of my form. that the towel has hidden all these years. Exactly. Oh, stay there. Stay that way, John. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now follows an initial sketch. Right. Think cold brew. Think cold brew coffee. Yes.
Ooh.
48 hours in the cold. Lovely hands, John. Lovely hands. Excellent form. How are your arms feeling? How are the biceps?
Oh, it's like they're floating.
Ah, yes, exactly. Defy gravity, John. Defy gravity. Excellent. Now, you can relax for now.
Oh,
How did that feel?
beautiful. It's like I have a certain need for cold brewed, light
Yes.
roasted coffee.
Have a bit. I'm glad you liked what I prepared. I always prepare 2 days before a model comes over. The cold brew coffee puts you in the right mind frame, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I realized the exposure of my body was a relief. It's like I've been hiding all these emotions. It's quite hard to be a model. We're always striving to get someone to look at us and give us acceptance of our shapes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's hard if you're rejected all the time.
Yes. The life of a model is one of rejection. Yes. It is a reality where the acceptance is the exception.
So I need to accept myself first.
That is the key. It is the secret behind the extra strut, the extra upturn of the chin, the unforgiving, unapologetic look on the face.
I have a confession. I was modeling for your mother some years ago.
Yes.
And basically I couldn't be there because her shape was kind of condemning. I felt her eyes condemned me when she looked at me and made her strokes and looked at me. It was unbearable. And that feeling has stuck in me for a long time. I was looking to change my career, started to reading psychology, and I did my master's degree. But then I found, okay, all this knowledge in my head is useless if nobody looks at me. They only look what I produce, but they don't see me.
Oh, John. Okay, well, now that we're both confessing, I might as well. I have something to confess as well.
I didn't want to talk bad about your mother. She's a brilliant artist, and what she produces is beautiful.
Okay, we're take this how you will. Okay, are you ready for my confession?
Yeah.
I'm not actually a sculptor as such. I'm only, well, I've been taking over when my mother takes breaks. So on a day like this, on the weekends, I step in and I do a bit of cleaning up of the apartment. And sometimes I will create initial sketches of models. And I didn't want to fool you. I couldn't do it. I'm really sorry. I'm actually a motivational coach.
But Josephine, every model in town knows when your mother is away. And so we get appointments to stand model when we know that it's you.
Yeah. The
But
thing is, yeah, I do make the sketch. I do make the sketch.
and it's beautiful.
Yeah?
Yeah. Geraldine, she showed me the sketch. She got a copy you gave her. And
Yeah.
it was beautiful. And it's like when she looked at it, her emotions just came up to the surface.
How's she doing? Is she still experiencing spikes of sociopath tendencies, or is she much better now?
It's like if she's in trouble, she takes up this drawing and then she cries a little bit.
Oh,
And then
awesome, yeah.
she's better.
Catharsis. That's when you use artwork to experience catharsis and let out all negative feelings before they manifest in your actions. I am glad she's doing that. I'm really glad she's acting on the things that I told her to. That's really good.
So can I get a copy of your sketch of me as well?
Oh yeah. I give them to all the models. And don't tell my mother. Don't tell my mother.
This is all a secret to her. Nobody is to tell her. I mean,
No.
she's a great artist. It's just her ability to communicate with people is a bit.
Yeah, I know.
How was it being a daughter?
Well, look
Sorry
at me.
asking. Sorry asking.
That's okay. It's okay. Well, see, John, because she's the way she is, I feel like the universe decided to make up for that. And when I was born, everything I want to do, I want to spread love and joy and positivity. And so from like when I was 5 years old, I would watch her sculpt. I would peep around the door, and I didn't like the aura in the room. And I thought one day, I'm going to be a force for good.
So could you do me a favor? It's about this revealing
Yeah.
of what we hide.
Yes.
It's like my hands are burdened to me. Can I reveal the inner side of my hand for you?
Oh, wow. Look at that inner hand. Ah, yes. Yes. A lot of turbulence there, John. A lot of turbulence, but an inner line of resolute bravery.
And scene.
I'm not sure what that was about, but it was fun.
Yeah, there was a lot of interesting themes and the dynamics and revelations of the reality is always interesting because we keep building a bigger universe.
Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, it expanded really quickly, didn't it?
Yeah. No, it's good fun. And we closed the thing because one of the things that we should know each other, but it's probably more that the characters are in a safe environment when they interact in the scene. So the reality is safe.
Yes. I really liked how you were doing a bit of housekeeping, and you needed to call back on the fact that there were models who had been posing for this character.
Yeah.
And after all that, the big revelation that she wasn't actually sculpting it. Yeah. So you were connecting the dots for both of us.
Oh yeah, well I guess it comes natural after a while doing improv.
Yeah, I reckon that experience does that, doesn't it?
Yeah, I didn't think it. Yeah, maybe I needed to close that one, but Yeah, it became a secrecy thing behind the back of the character's mother.
Yeah. We've accidentally advertised for a coffee chain as well.
Oh, I
Oops.
loved all the, well, for the viewers, we talked about coffee before we started recording and all the references came up.
Yeah, that's generally how I work. So my mind goes blank just before a scene, but it
Ah,
cannot help absorbing things just before. Or
yeah, and I noticed that before because we chit chat a bit before usually on these 10-minute scenes, we chit chat a bit before
yes.
and check in. And normally some references are coming up to the talk before. And
Yeah.
that's the beauty of it. So,
Yeah, definitely. It's how you weave it into a scene.
yeah.
It's not like it's gonna repeat everything you've experienced. It's just the words stick in your brain, I suppose.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
or frames, stuff like that. Do you sketch?
I do, funnily enough. Let me show you what I've been sketching. So, really quickly, I've got I doodle a lot. I used to doodle on the back of receipts. And
Oh,
so like in the last month,
oh,
I do things like this.
ah,
So I just sort of create all kinds of people.
oh, yeah, yeah. That that's a bit of a monster version of Simpson up there on the left.
Oh yeah, that is so inspired by Simpson eyes. And you can tell that it's been bonfire night with lots of
Mm.
fireworks here in the UK. So
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Halloween, Halloween.
Well, I went to a museum thing for anyway. The one I was with, she was had always been the teacher had marked her for making doodles on the edge of the
Oh,
paper in school. But then there was this. It was a Danish engineer who went to England back in the 30s, and
right.
and it turned out there were doodles all over his papers. He was the
Yeah.
one making the construction design for the Opera House in Sydney.
Oh, so you do so architecture designs very exact, very straight lines, but then doodles on the sides.
Yeah, and he was then an engineer. He was working with the architect to actually build the stuff, but he was
Mm.
doodling. And he also made the penguin slides in the zoo in London.
Oh wow, wait. I should know who this person.
I
I
don't
look at
remember his name, and I didn't know him before we went in there. But it's
A Danish engineer.
yeah, but he lived in England for the most of his life.
Hmm.
Anyway, the point was he was doodling.
Yeah, I did that to all my textbooks in school as well. My textbooks ended up with doodles on them, so it would be physics and algebra,
Oh,
and the book just looks so much better with doodles.
yeah. Oh. Well, for the audience out there, what do you like about improv?
God,
God.
the where do I begin? The fact that you can build everything out of nothing and all in here, and you get to have a playmate to do it with. It's amazing. It's all the stuff you could do when you were a child, and you've had to shove it into the back of your head because you had to grow up. Not in a 10-minute scene. You can do whatever you want. Revisit those amazing creativity bursts that you've had to suppress,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
and then you find a community of like-minded people who are also adults. They have to adult. They have to adult, but then once in a while, all decide, no, we're gonna play today.
Oh, yeah, yeah. But also, it's
That
not for me. It's not just the words, and it's what's it called? The emotional picture that you
yes.
build inside doing it. That I
Mm.
find quite. It's a good way to get away from your daily stress because Here we have like 10 minutes that's out of context, and you can just build
Exactly.
imaginative emotions inside.
I agree. That's part of it. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
it is.
That's
Well,
true. How long have you been doing this?
about 5 years on all in all, since I took my first beginners improv class.
Cool.
But the online thing here is, yeah, half a year, since June.
Ah,
And
yeah.
this
So
actually
2020.
gives, sorry?
2020.
Yeah, 2020. And this actually gives a new, it's a different freedom here in the two-person scenes than if you're, because actually I play with a lot of people I've never played with before.
Yeah, and you wouldn't have otherwise.
No, and it's also, we don't agree on style or, well, a bit on the format due to that
Mm.
I've put one down, but we don't follow the format necessarily, only the beginning. Uh,
Mm.
and it's just, yeah, you just let out go and let the scene take over.
Yeah, yeah. Well, good luck on the next one, Christian.
Yeah, let's wave goodbye to the whatever's watching.
See you around.
See you around.